It's time again for Bona Retsang.
That is right, guys. Welcome to the only news and magazine show aimed at the youth and also produced by the youth of South Africa. Ensure that you get ready to get informed, entertained and educated while we take a look at the news and events in South Africa and abroad.
Remember, guys, Bona Retsang is the place for you to voice your opinions on any issue affecting your community or you. So make sure that you communicate with us on our Facebook page by pressing the like button or follow us at Bona Retsang. Remember, we want to hear your views. You can also then check out our website, which is active at this present moment, to get a more detailed information on the show.
But now, let's get this show on the road and see what we have lined up for you on today's show. First up, we take a look at the pressing issue of rape in South Africa.
Then on Zishani, we get all raggified as we meet a reggae artist via Oman.
And then Boogeyman Boba wraps up the show with his funny take on the week's news.
Ridiculous. It's like watching a repeat of Generations. Chimu Rocker is back.
Make sure you stick with us because we have that and more on today's show. But now I think it's time for us to take a look at the big buzz story.
That's right, PK. And on today's Big Buzz, we take a look at an issue which seems to be growing every 4 minutes in our country. MC, our BR Action Man, reports.
Being a girl is difficult. Being a teenage girl, on the other hand, is even harder. You go through a lot of emotions and body changes. You worry about your school grades and if they're up to scratch, or if your crush feels the same way about you. In essence, this is normal. You decide to go on a fun night out with your friends because you got yourself an A on your last maths test. Ironically, your crush Thabo is there too. Things become wild, exciting and heated up, and Thabo is ready to take things to the next level. But you are not there yet. The next morning, your face is on television and in the newspapers, but unfortunately, you're not alive to see it. Sounds like something out of a Hollywood movie, but sadly, this is a reality for many young South African women.
How I feel about rape in South Africa is that it's really affecting us, and it is a bad thing because it's being done to teenagers and young children.
We supposed to take the country to a better level and stuff like it, but now they are killing our youth.
Finding that we had a rape case in Cape Town, and I think for us it's a really big problem.
Many people are working hard to make sure incidents like these do not happen. It is important for us to know when we are likely to become victims of sexual crimes.
What you can do, well, to prevent, they say there's safety in numbers. Try not to travel alone on the road. Avoid the dark areas where there's no one there. Try to be in more public areas, so if you scream, someone will find you. Be aware of someone who, who follows you, or someone who touches you here and there. There are signs when someone starts off with a simple word or sentence that you don't like, that makes you feel like I'm being exposed in an uncomfortable way, or when they touch you.
A rapist should be locked in jail for such a long time that they can even rot in jail.
The justice system in our country shouldn't be lenient on rapists, and that they shouldn't even be allowed to appeal.
I think we can hire more police that are strict so that they can make rape go away.
There are many factors that result in South Africa having such a high rape statistic, like a culture that is insensitive towards women and easy access to pornography, amongst many other things. It is important for us not to wander off on our own to dark alleys at night, and if we do go out at night, always ensure that you do go out in numbers. And if something does happen to you, it is important to report the incident to places like Lifeline and Child Protection Services at police stations all across South Africa. Mthoba Chapi, Bona Retsang.
Now those stats were really frightening, and I hope you at home are paying close attention on how to avoid a situation like Anine. And most importantly, if you know of anyone who's going through a rape problem, please make sure you call the Teddy Bear Clinic for abused children. The number is at the bottom of your screen. This is a huge problem that we can combat if we all stand together.
So true, PK. But moving on, guys, it is now time for World What's Up. Here we take a look at news making headlines around the world, and today we travel into outer space. Check this out, guys.
If I heard that an asteroid was coming, I would cry because I'm scared to die.
I wouldn't do anything because I don't have control over it. Eventually it will hit Earth. So if I go to another country, it will still hit Earth and we'll still die.
I'll just wait and see what happens after.
Yeah, they'll just wait and see what's gonna really happen.
65 million years ago, dinosaurs were wiped off the face of the earth because of effects that came from an asteroid that came crashing down somewhere in Mexico. On the 15th of February, Earth had the closest encounter with an asteroid since astronomers started tracking down asteroids. But wait a minute, what is an asteroid?
It's a big ball covered with fire.
I think the asteroid is...
It's a big rock that is able to destroy the Earth.
Now, asteroids are like little planets, and some of them have even been called dwarf planets, and they have names as dwarf planets. But sometimes the smaller ones, maybe a piece breaks off, or maybe two bump into each other, and they get moved off of their path, and then the sun pulls them in towards the inner part of the solar system. And when they come from that large distance and making their way towards the sun, sometimes the Earth is in the way. Now, we've been listening in the news about an asteroid that's arrived. It's called 2012 DA14. 2012 because it was discovered last year. Now, it has arrived unannounced and out of the blue. And it's going to come very close. So close that it's almost, in astronomy terms, we say in our backyard. And to show you how close it is, if we got the Earth and we got the Moon, this asteroid is going to pass between the Moon and the Earth. So that is virtually in our backyard.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the asteroid that was traveling 8 times faster than a bullet. But people from Eastern Europe, Australia and Asia had the privilege to see it using their telescopes.
Lama asteroids ngathi sekazivakashela khona la emhlabeni izikhathi eziningi, and I have to say it sounds really interesting. So do keep your eyes open. You never know when an asteroid might just fly by. But up next on the lineup is News Recap, where we take a look at what has been happening in the news this past week. MC reports.
A fire in a nightclub in Brazil last month claimed the lives of over 230 people. We hit the streets of Jozi to find out if young people in South Africa know their fire drill. So we're here in downtown Joburg to come and check out if youngsters in South Africa know where the emergency escapes are in clubs that they go out to at night. Come with me, let's go find out. Do you know where the fire extinguisher is? Do you know where the fire escape is here? No. You don't know? So what would you do if a fire started?
I just run.
It is important for you guys to know where the fire escapes are so that when you go out at night, you may stay safe. It might save your life one day. This is Mtoba Chapi for Bona Retsang. Peace. It is likely that one day you will matriculate, go to university and get a job. When you get a job, you will get taxed if you earn more than 5,000 rand. For an example, the state can take 18 cents of each 1 rand that you will make, depending on how much you earn, so that they can build roads, houses, hospitals, and other things that the country needs. The ANC came up with ways in which to tax people and to get more money for the state when they were in Mangaung in December. One of the ways you might get taxed in future when you start working is deduction from your money just because you have graduated from tertiary. This is not yet confirmed, but it's something to look out for in the future.
Yeah, we always hear that education is the key to success, and I totally agree with this. But I wonder, with these discussions of graduates having to now pay extra tax, won't this make the youth of Mzansi think twice about furthering their education? Please do tell us how you feel about this on our Facebook or Twitter pages. PK, what's next up in the lineup?
Well, next up on the lineup is a Yoba Exchange, where we take a look at the good and the bad in the news this week. And this week, I have to say, a Yoba seems to be dominating. But let's find out why.
I'm a humble, God-fearing young man, an entertainer, a lover of music, a lover of basketball. That's my passion, that's what I do. Just a humble kid trying to make it, and yeah, trying to be inspiration to all these young kids out there. I'm going back to the United States of America from this year. Last year was from Cliptown to the USA type of thing. This year's from Cliptown to Houston, Texas. NBA All-Star Weekend Jam Session is where I'm gonna be. You know, doing my thing out there, making South Africa proud again. It's a privilege, it's a blessing. All-Star Weekend is crazy. Friday night, you basically have your celebrity all-stars coming through, the likes of Justin Bieber. This year they have Neo. Usain Bolt is going to be part of the All-Star Weekend. This weekend is going to be very nice. You have the likes of Queen Latifah, who's the assistant coach for the All-Star game as well. So to any young people out there, focus on your dream. Love God, love yourself, love what you do, have passion in what you do. And remember that when you set your mind to something, you could definitely make a difference in this world.
Congrats to my main man Slim. You are definitely putting SA on the map in a big way and inspiring the youth of Mzansi to reach for their dreams. But now, let's take a break. When we return, we meet this week's Skoko and we check out the Moby videos that you guys have sent us on B Media Wise. See you after this. You are back on Bona Retsang, and if you guys have just joined us, you are just in time for Skoko. This is where we meet a young dreamer who is working towards their dreams.
My name is Mafika Kunugelo. I am 17 years old. I'm doing my matric this year at World School 4 and 2. I was born in Eastern Cape. I grew up in Gauteng with my mother and father. I like athletics. I like doing sports. My favorite sport is athletics because I grew up doing athletics. I started running when I was in primary school, I think grade 4. I was good at it, so my teacher would always advise me to go and run, motivate me. And then one day I ended up representing Gauteng in the SA school nationals. Yeah, I'm always at training and then training very hard, and my coach is there to motivate us each and every single day. He always tells us that if you want to be something in life, you must work hard. There's nothing that comes easy in life. I wanna see myself competing internationally one day, and that's why I am training each and every single day. Champions train while others are resting. That's why I'm training today, and I wanna be the future's Coco.
Oh, that was really impressive, Mafika. And seeing that you're putting so much work into training, I'm sure one day you'll be running for the South African Olympic team. So good luck.
I totally agree with you, PK. Hard work does pay off in the end. But now let's move on to B Media Wise, where we take a look at your cell phone videos. Today we have a clip from Sizwe Madekela. Let's see his story.
Hi, this is Sizwe Madikela from the Shata Secondary School. This is an interview about the school car washing crew. We want to find the beliefs and the feelings of how the students feel about it. Fortunately, we found some of them still at work. What do you gain from this? Are you forced to do this kind of thing? Okay. Does this affect your school? Okay, thank you. Fortunately, we found someone else who isn't part of the action. Do you think this is necessary? No more saying I'll tell. Directly, do you think she should be allowed in school? Aye. Mina ngicabanga ukuthi kufuneka ivumile ngoba sikho bafika lana bazenzani bazogeleje manje into manje ukuvula amakha wash kwenziwayo ngicabanga ukuthi manje yabakha wash big time akonzela thank you. Now we are going to ask someone else to get a third point of view about this issue. Do you think this is necessary?
I could have put very Africa if one was on scale. More concentration, but fully man, when the job I are reading them.
Okay, I'll tell you. What do you think the teachers think about this?
Bona, right,
in my opinion, I think this is a good thing because it's an extracurricular activity. People gain from washing the cars and getting extra money. They don't have to go outside and steal people's stuff to make the money to buy the things they need.
You know, Zach, it's always sad when the youth of Mzansi are told to actually chase after the opportunities that they're given, and then hurdles stop them along the way. It is truly sad. But thank you so much, Caesar, for your cell phone video. And voicing your opinion is a step forward. Do remember to send us your clips or videos onto our Facebook page, and we want to see what you are up to in your community.
That's right, guys, but now it's time to move on to Ringanati, and this is another slot for you guys to voice your opinions on topics or stories that we have raised on the show. This week's topic was, what is color blocking? And let's have a look at what you guys had to say.
Color blocking is the mixture of different colors. It is the new-ish. I mean, most celebs do wear like that.
You all do color blocking, but you haven't noticed that when you're doing this, you're actually going back to your cultures. This is how our African cultures wear.
Okay, it is fine if it's cultural, but then if it's Western-like, then it becomes some other thing.
You take your Venda cultural way, Snovio wears it. It does look nice. I just don't like it.
The youth of these days has now adapted to the Western side. And this thing of color blocking has made the Western side come and be part of the African side.
So I think it actually does boost the economy in a way, you know, because white people come into the country, you know, they're interested in buying traditional stuff.
Where are these color blocking clothes manufactured? Are they manufactured in South Africa by South Africans or by people outside the country?
Color blocking is so like 2012.
However you look at it, color blocking, whether it's a last year's thing or it's still in, this is a free country and a free world. People are allowed to express themselves, you know.
Those are some really interesting opinions, PK.
I have to agree, Zach. I have to say color blocking is something else. But as you know, we also asked you guys at home what was color blocking, and this is what you guys had to say. This one comes from Buhle Mbonamba, and he says, firstly, it's last season's fashion, yo. However, if done right, it can look great. People must actually stop wearing the bright colors together. Yellow and blue do not look great together. Rather, blue and teal together, or even metallic colors. It must never make us want to wear glasses when we see you, but rather appreciate your color coordinating. The next one is from Utelani Reloaded, and he says, like other fashion, color blocking is a trend. It is over now. It has inspired tribal prints and the latest trend of color blending. Thanks to Buhle and Delani. And of course, guys, last week we gave you a poll question and it went like this. Do you support the 1 billion campaign? And here are the results. 80% of you guys at home say yes, you support the 1 billion campaign.
Now that right there, that is the definition of a yoba. Remember, guys, check out this week's poll question on our Facebook page, and it goes like this. Will education help lower the rape statistics? Make sure that you drop us your views. We want to know what you guys think. It's now time to take a quick breather, and when we return, one of our viewers gets a chance to interview a reggae artist on Zishani, and Bogaman Boba gives us his take on this week's news. Stay tuned, guys.
Welcome back to Bona Retsang. We are always giving you guys at home a chance to voice your opinions or to find out more about your interest. Now it's time for Zishani, and in this slot, we give one Mzansi youth a chance to interview a prominent figure or to find out more about what they are interested in.
So who is Fire Oman?
Fire Oman is a singer-songwriter that was born in Soweto. I studied music after I matriculated, and I went into different genres of music up until I got to this particular genre of reggae.
How did love for reggae music start?
It's always been there. It's just that at certain times in my life it got enhanced. Reggae is a genre that, you know, I got to because of my surroundings and the influence and just the spiritual side of it. You know, yeah.
What challenges have you faced so far?
I've faced many challenges. I've seen, firstly, that I've observed that in this particular South African reggae industry, there aren't a lot of women, you know, that are doing this, you know. So there are more men than there are women, and I think that the women and the empresses, the queens, can rise up because the talent is out there.
How do you deal with criticism?
criticism is going to be there, you know. I need to still learn to get to a point where I can differentiate between constructive criticism and just criticism that is just criticism because of nastiness, you know. So it's always going to be there, whether you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. You just need to differentiate between the two kinds.
You recently launched your new album. Can you tell us more about it?
Firstly, it's not an album, it's a collection of 10 tracks that I recorded throughout the year after I met my reggae producer. But what that is just 10 songs. It's a CD, prelude to an album, and we had to launch it, you know, just so that people can know that there's such a project. It's called Musical Chairs. Different topics, political, personal. Crying in the Rain is another title, you know. So I had to launch it so that I could let people know that there's this person that's doing this kind of music, and, you know, also try to get people to be interested in it and see how we can grow.
Since you're building yourself as a brand, what's lined up for you?
A lot of work still needs to be done. The launch of my of these songs was just done recently, so I'm still in the process of trying to get those songs out there, and obviously that happens through, you know, trying to get airplay, you know, trying to get interviews and performances. So definitely performances lined up, and I'm also currently now in the process of recording my first official album.
What message do you have for the youth?
I'm being genuine. You know, you can feel a person that's genuine just simply because they are being honest about what they're saying, you know. So that is what that's the message I have to say, you know. That's what I have to say to the youth, is that in everything that you do, doesn't even have to be music. Be genuine. When you are genuine, everything falls into place. You manage to attract the right things, you manage to attract the right company, and you can literally, you know, create and form your own destiny just from being genuine.
Thank you very much for spending time with me. I've learned a lot, and I'm looking forward to buying your album and having to listen to a couple of songs.
Blessings. And I give thanks for the opportunity that you've taken to try to find out more about this particular genre.
Yo, more fire, I have to say. Reggae is a beautiful genre of music, and Spamanda, you are really lucky to get a chance to interview a growing artist. Remember to follow us on Twitter or like our Facebook page, and do remember to go and answer the poll question and drop us your comments about any issue that you are facing. If you have missed out on any of the stories that we face, do not stress, because now you can check out this episode on the YouTube channel.
Unfortunately, guys, we are coming towards the end of our show, but do remember that you can catch us same time, same place next week. But we have kept the best for last, so let's head over to Boogeyman Boba and check out his take on the news. But from us here in studio, it's goodbye.
Hello and welcome to Bona Retsang. It's your boy Boogeyman Boba, and I'm going to give you a wrap-up of this week's news. First up, the principal of Devil's Kloof Primary in Limpopo has reported that he still has not received any textbooks. Wait a minute, can you smell that? Smells like another textbook saga. I mean, come on, textbooks again in Limpopo. This is ridiculous. It's like watching a repeat of Generations. Chimuroka is back. No, it is an old episode. I mean, really, the ANC is really starting to become like Roman's Pizza. They just do not deliver. All right, and next up, Joop Joop is out. No, relax, Jordan. It is only for a day. Joop Joop has been given a free day pass by the court to attend his grandmother's funeral. Now, here at Bona Retsang, want to extend our deepest condolences to the Joop Joop family. But let us just hope and cross our fingers that he will not be driving. Moving on to sports news, Nigeria have won the Africa Cup of Nations. Yay! I know what you're thinking. The cup stays at home, right? I mean, come on, they had a home ground advantage. I mean, Hillbro's right there. Because, you know, Hillbro is the new Nigeria. And in other news, the Pope has resigned. I mean, this is insane. I never knew that the Pope could do that. I mean, now they're even tipping a Nigerian cardinal to take over as Pope. Nigeria, good for AFCON. I'm not sure if good for the Pope position. I mean, how are you going to baptize people if you cannot get in the water, comrade? I mean, that's it for me, Boogeyman Boba, and I'll see you next week with next week's news. Holla, blah!